listening to the Rookie Big Board Podcast Network.
Welcome into the Dynasty Big Board, part of the Rookie Big Board Podcast Network. I'm your host, Anthony Correnti, joined by my co-hosts Ryan Searfoss and Eric Adams. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Good. Your voice sounded very different on the intro.
Oh.
Well,
what happens is your body goes through changes.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounded like you were on speed.
I'm fired up. We got a good show.
We do. You sounded really fast in it. Like this Big Board Network.
All right. Well, it's because I'm fired up because on today's show, we're going to be discussing where some of the rookies from the 2022 draft class are currently going in startups using Dynasty League Football ADP, so DLF's ADP for the month of May so far, and kind of debating whether we'd be higher or lower than their current average draft position. But before we get into today's topic, I just want to make sure that you know you can gain access to Rookie Big Board premium content at patreon.com/thefeducator. This includes our consensus dynasty rankings, consensus Devy rankings, access to our engaging and active Discord server, and the ability to ask us for personalized advice on trades, your roster, and much, much more. We also want to make sure that you know about the Devy Summit. So on Sunday, May 22nd, from 12 to 6 p.m., the Rookie Big Board will be serving as a co-sponsor for the biggest Devy event of the year. Whether you're looking to try out Devy for the first time or are an experienced player, you'll love the loaded lineup of guests and Devy discussions. This event's also going to be raising money to support those displaced and otherwise affected by the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. So definitely make sure to check that out. So let's get right into it ADP-wise. We just kind of started the conversation here before we began recording. Let's start at the running back position and Breece Hall, who's getting drafted like the running back 6. So right now in startups, you got to spend a late 1, early 2 to get him on your team. What do we think about Breece Hall being drafted as the 6th running back off the board? Foss, you kick us off.
Man, yeah, it's a little bit crazy. It's so quick. Like right now, he's sandwiched between Javonte Williams and Austin Eckler. So proven production and we want production is what he's sandwiched between, with more of a question mark. In all reality, the more I think about it, where I thought it was absurd maybe a week ago, I'm really okay with it. He's obviously young. I don't love him as much as some of the other running backs before, but the situation worked out, I think, well for him in that offense. He's ahead of Eckler, who's older, Barkley, Mixon, Kamara. We got a bunch of age there. Chubb, Dalvin. Far ahead a lot of guys from last year's class, but I'm okay with it where he's at right now. I think it could change after this year, but it's not as egregious as originally thought.
Eric, what do you think?
I think I would like to look at our rankings, but our rankings are messed up right now. Thanks, Matt. So can't really tell where I would.
I have them pulled up.
They're not correct on the Google sheet.
Oh no, the Google sheet is
messed up.
It is messed up. Right now, Breece Hall, Eric.
Do you have the proper ones that we did?
I have the proper ones. You have him as RB13.
That sounds more like it. I'm looking at the Google sheet. I'm at 25. I'm like, man, I really guess I hate Breece Hall now.
You and I both had him at 13, and Ryan had him at 12.
Okay.
So we're all pretty much in line there. Have him, he's the 13th ranked running back in the consensus rankings.
Okay.
The thing is, ADP isn't always the same as rankings.
I agree with that. I think this is the perfect example of that for me. Because I don't know, I can see the reason for people drafting there. I get it.
I understand it.
It's hard for me to pull the trigger on. Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
I'm gonna let somebody else do it, but I get it. I absolutely get it, but it's crazy, man. Every year, he's gonna be a first rounder by June. You can look at the trajectory, and by month of 22, 17, 14, he's gonna be going 8th by July.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Value now.
What do we think about the rest of the running back class? So after Breece Hall, we don't get anybody till running back 16, Ken Walker. and then a big gap there from Kenneth Walker on. But what do you guys think about Kenneth Walker there? Eric, you kick us off with that one.
I am a fan of Kenneth Walker at 16. Where did I rank him?
You had Kenneth Walker.
I feel like he can't be too far
18.
lower. 18.
Again,
yeah.
You and I had him 18. Ryan had him.
I have
18.
him 19.
Yeah,
so.
that's around the range that I'm willing to take Walker in a startup. I think we talked about it. It might be a couple weeks until he really gets the lion's share of the carries, but that's about right. I like that. Yeah. It's gonna look even better if he gets more catches. If he gets more catches, he could vault into the top 12. But we'll see.
I just moved to 18th just to be with you guys. I don't know why I don't know why I had Elijah Mitchell ahead of him. Just thinking about that now is malarkey, and I hate it. So
this is not a pro malarkey pod.
I'll tell you what though, looking at him makes me want to make an offer at Travis Etienne, who's 4 spots behind him at 19, or 3 spots behind him at 19. I think that's a value there because I have not lost faith. And he is still, just a couple years older.
Anthony, where did I have ETN? You want to just drop the ranking somewhere?
You have ETN at running back 15.
See, yeah, I thought I would like ETN a little more than that. I love ETN at RB 19. That'll do. Yeah. We got 47, so that's a 12-team league. That's like almost round 4. That is round 4.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
I would like to slip him to round 5. Oh my god, I would eat him up in round 5. But yeah, that's fine. No.
Before we talk, anybody else from the running back class that you're really interested in startup scenarios? Because then it gets later, Rashad White, Zamir White, Isaiah Spiller, those guys start coming off the board,
James Cook's taking in there. James Cook's coming at 28. And, he's behind Miles Sanders, James Cook, A.J. Dillon. I'd take him ahead of those guys. I'd start to question it around. I think I'd still rather have Zeke, but his receiving ability, I'd be willing to move him up a couple spots on them. Like, I think right now he's a little bit of a discount. Like, he's in there with all backup running backs, like in that range.
Yeah, I don't hate where he's going. We all had him fairly close to there. Eric, you were 28, Ryan 27. I was the lowest at 32.
So literally spot on.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now it's a value. I like that there.
Yeah.
Pierce at 35 is not bad.
I think that is, I don't know. I'm not as in love with that one.
He's starting though. I should be starting. I'll tell you what. I am really just impressed with the fantasy community at the running back position right now. It feels all appropriate to me. Looking through the rankings and the ADP of things, there's a few weird ones, but just going through these rankings, I feel like they're all appropriately ranked.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy egregious.
Nothing crazy. It's really impressive. I wanted to come in here and just hate on it, but I'm cool with all of them where they are. I was coming in ready to be hot, but no.
I think people are too low on Damian Harris. I don't know if it's the New England thing or whatever, but Damian Harris should not be that low.
Yeah.
It's interesting. He's 2 spots. There's only one player between him and Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, that's a little too close of a gap for me. And I like Ramondre. I'm fine with Ramondre at around the 30s range, but Harris is a much better player than that. Whether he's on the Patriots or not, Harris is a good player. That's going to be corrected in a couple years.
I got Spiller at 42, Zamir White at 43 is interesting too.
Yeah, people won't give up on that Spiller guy, huh?
Or everyone just decided to draft all rookies at the same spot. Spiller, White, Robinson.
Yeah, they're
all lump them all in there.
All together, 4 spots.
Yeah, that's where it starts to feel right. That says something weird about the group overall.
That means there's it's your pick in that day.
Yeah. Well, there's more wide receivers. I think that will be early on relevant. So let's talk some of them. We have Garrett Wilson, right? Well, who's coming off the board earliest?
No, Drake London.
Drake
15.
London. Yep. Sorry.
Wow.
Drake
Holy
London as the wide receiver 15.
that
We
seems high.
are slightly lower with a caveat. I have him wide receiver 17. Eric has him wide receiver 19. Ryan hates Drake London and has him as wide receiver 28.
I
Wide
was
receiver
waiting
28.
for it.
Defend your position here, Foss.
I could probably move him up a few spots. But you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. Wide receiver's so deep, and the big body wide receivers like him. I know he's the only target there, but his style of play isn't. I'm gonna get peppered with targets kind of play for fantasy. Like he's a lot more touchdown dependent in the way we see Mike Williams and some of the other big body receivers like that. And with Atlanta's offense being what it is, I don't want to trust a touchdown dependent guy. And I don't know how soon we're going to turn around on there. So I'm a little bit lower, and I have a couple of the other rookies higher than him. But that's my difference. I think he's more touchdown dependent. I don't think he's going to be a 150 target guy, 130 target guy, because that's just not his game, because he's not a separation. He doesn't create separation. He's a point attack separator, which means they're not going to be force feeding it to him. And especially quality. So that's my caveat with him. That's why I'm a little bit down, but I'm okay with it.
Eric, any problems with where Drake London's getting drafted right now?
Well, I don't know. After Ryan just buried him. I'm kidding.
Ryan's rankings buried him.
But like, what's the difference to him and Michael Pittman? Except Michael Pittman has a better quarterback.
No, it's a fair point.
Age. And like, I mean, it's crazy. I know Mike Evans is 28, but we're saying he's our wide receiver 21 to that.
Yeah, that's where the age thing doesn't line up at all. People, that's still 4 to 5 good seasons out of Mike Evans.
Yeah, and I know you play. I play a fantasy 3-year windows myself.
Yeah.
So maybe that pushed him down for me. I know age 20 is awesome, but what player stays on your team for more than 3 years in fantasy in reality? Nobody.
Don't.
We if you're listening to our podcast in May, chances are you're a trade addict in 14 dynasty leagues and you trade every player. Hell, he's probably been traded and back on your team already since you drafted him 2 weeks ago. Like, let's be real. We're not playing that big of windows here. Devontae Smith is behind him, and Devontae Smith looked great last year. Like, I got some issues with it.
Devontae Smith is an interesting case, not to, go back to last year's class, but he does feel like a value right now.
Wide receiver 20, wide receiver 29, he's just a few spots above Darnell Mooney and Cortland Sutton.
29 feels crazy low.
It's crazy low. The rookies have just vaulted up.
Speaking of rookies, why is Jameson Williams wide receiver 27? People.
Right. Let's just skip to Jameson Williams. Let's talk Jameson Williams.
Yeah, let's talk Jameson Williams.
I am 24 and I feel low.
You are.
I am.
Oh, Eric, you love Jameson Williams.
I don't understand how.
Oh, wow.
Did Jameson Williams just immediately roll in crap or something? Like, does he have stink on him? What the hell just happened? Is it just the Lions? What's the deal?
He is my second highest rated rookie. He's still in my rankings. I'm just lower on my rookies than everybody else. Like, it's because it's a Jared Goff stink, which is completely irrelevant because it's not real.
Yeah.
We believe Jared Goff is this terrible quarterback when he's
gone for 4,600 yards and gone to the playoffs multiple times.
He's produced
Super Bowl.
He's produced 2 top 24 wide receivers in the same season. I know it was a McVay offense, but still he can do it. It's in the realm of possibilities.
Yeah.
And Jameson Williams is a true outside receiver. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, but Jameson Williams is going to be the number 1 there.
That's too low for Jameson Williams.
It's
That's all I'm gonna say on that. If you want to talk yourself into a bunch of random things that are gonna be like, no, this is why he's gonna go properly at that range. That's fine. You're not gonna have any Jameson Williams on your team, and it's gonna be a problem. You're gonna be kicking yourself if you value him at wide receiver. What is it? 29? What's it? 27? Is where he's going.
We're saying that Drake London is 12 spots ahead of him.
No way.
In almost 5. I'm checking.
Who the hell is throwing a Drake London?
It's a 4-round difference between them. And then Treylon Burks is wide receiver 16, which I think he has the perfect situation, but you're saying he's that much higher than Jameson Williams? Stop it right now.
Well, yeah, we have to hit on that too, because Treylon Burks getting drafted as the wide receiver 16 is rich.
Rich.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm the wrong person to say that, because I think maybe all of us have been, a little cooler on Treylon Burks, even when people forget when we heard he was going to be the 101, but I don't know, man. I'm not passing on some of those. I'm not taking Treylon Burks ahead of Mike Evans. I'm not taking Treylon Burks ahead
Chris Godwin.
No way. Yeah.
Michael Pittman. No way.
Next one
I don't even like him more than Garrett Wilson.
Nope.
I don't know if I can get that bold. I was almost about to get really bold.
Say it.
I'm gonna take.
I like Bateman as a player more than I like Treylon Burks. I'll say that.
I take
the problem is the
overall.
Is the problem for me.
Treylon Burks had the perfect situation. I understand him moving up. What percent of AJ Brown does he have to be for him to be this? 80%? Because AJ Brown had 900 yards last year.
If he's going wide receiver 16, yeah, he's got to have at least 800 to 900 yards and at least 7 to 8 touchdowns.
Yeah,
but he's got
to be AJ Brown.
Yeah,
why not put him ahead of Mike Evans, who has 8 straight 1,000-yard seasons?
Yeah,
but it's crazy. And Garrett, he's 4 spots ahead of Garrett Wilson, the wide receiver 1 this year.
People in this community and the Dynasty community think the moment you are a day older than 27, you're just falling off a cliff and they're throwing you in the toilet. That is how this community treats these players. And people, that is not how you're going to win fantasy.
No. Dude, I feel like 30 is my cutoff for receivers. Where I'm starting to I'm ready to move on.
Here's the problem, though. Even because I agree, right, that 27, 28, fine. And I agree with 30 being maybe I should move on. But then what happens is everybody else is so out at that point. It's this player can retire on my roster.
Yeah, dude. It's like that 1996 Honda Civic that you have 250,000 miles on. You just might as well go till it falls apart.
Yeah.
Julio Jones is rusted out right now, and I still love him.
Yeah.
I'll say it. You'd be better off doing what Anthony just said. You don't always have to just recoup value on these guys because they're a little older. I understand the get rid of him a year too early instead of a year too late and recoup the value. But honestly, dude, you can hold on to him until it happens, and then you just move on. If you draft well, if the rookie draft falls your way, there's no reason to trade these guys way too early. If you're trading. What's an example here? Allen Robinson is 28 years old. He's wide receiver 31. If you're trying to get out on Allen Robinson right now, a player like me is trying to get in on Allen Robinson right now. I'm nope, give me that. I'll take him. I don't care what happened last year. Allen Robinson's going to ball.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The age and recouping value is that's a conversation to be had with this community because it's a little out of control.
Especially at wide receiver. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so we're so rookie crazy.
That's true. Yeah.
Super rookie crazy, and wide receiver, the sheer depth of wide receiver makes it, I think, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost floods the market in a sense, right? Yep. Where it's I don't know, outside of the clear top end guys like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, those guys, where of course you're going to have to pay through the nose to get them. I feel like most other, savvy players, I'm not going to go pay through the nose and trade for somebody like, who's an example? CeeDee Lamb or AJ Brown, somebody like that. If I feel like, I can move off of them and get the haul, sure. But I don't know. There's so many good players at wide receiver, I guess is the point, that you can turn one into a couple or draft a few of them. And it's crazy deep. Like the guys that are ranked at 28, 29, 30, 31, like you were saying, Allen Robinson and those guys, like Allen Robinson's going to ball out this year. It's just the list of names ahead of him is also crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I had Trey Burks, I would send him an offers for wide receivers that are going ahead of him. Like I would send offers for Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. Like I would try to make that happen because how inflated his ranking is now and his ADP is. Like I'd go for some of these higher end people. Like you could probably trade him for Michael Pittman in a first and someone wouldn't blink. And it's insane.
And I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that'd be an absolute smash.
Like Treylon Burks and Drake London at 15-16, I'm trading them right now if I have them. I have one share of Treylon Burks. He's going to be traded before the night's over after having this conversation.
Before the night's over. I was going to trade Treylon Burks mid-pod just to prove a point. Just to prove a point.
The pod's over.
Treylon Burks, you're out of here. No offense.
I'm surprised Amon-Ra's this low.
Where's
I thought
he
people loved Amon-Ra. I thought he was the crowning jewel.
Yeah, it's weird. That's like swung all the way back around now.
They drafted Jameson Williams and they're like, oh, well, now their offense stinks.
Yeah.
It's like, no. That offense is that I'm telling you right now, man, people are gonna give me the side eye for saying this right now. I'm gonna be invested in that Lions offense this year. Because if this is the value you're gonna give me, I will be taking a lot of that Lions offense. DeAndre Swift, given to me. Jameson Williams, given to me. TJ Hawkinson, given to me. Amon-Ra.
I'm gonna say it's gonna sound crazy for depth piece. Jamal Williams, send him my way. He's gonna get red zone opportunities.
Yeah, he could be a very viable flex guy. Give it all.
Look at these rookies. You know who looks like a screaming value to me? Chris Olave at 35.
Oh yeah,
like he is wide receiver 2 at worst on an offense with Jameis Winston, who will just force feed the ball and is on a throw all the time. Like, and he's gonna be that wide receiver 1 pretty quick with Michael Thomas getting up there in age. Like, I love that there. He's going one spot ahead of Brandon Ayuk and after Cortland Sutton, after Darnell Mooney. Are you shitting me? But we have I'm like keep going back to this top 16 because I'm mad about it. But like there's no way he should be there when some of these other wide receivers, when if you're doing a rookie draft right now, they're in any order after number 1. Like literally it goes like Garrett Williams, Drake London, and then it's any order.
Yeah.
And this is crazy to me. Like Chris Olave there is awesome.
Yeah, Olave that late in startups is theft. It really is. Olave almost at every point so far in startups and rookie drafts, theft. Like people are sleeping on Chris Olave. Not sure why, because all he's been is good for years.
Ever. Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, we all have him ranked higher than that.
Every rookie wide receiver after Chris Olave is a value in startups to me right now.
Yeah.
Like Sky Moore at wide receiver 40, value. George Pickens at 45, maybe, because he's a little bit lower on the depth chart. But the fact he's ahead of Christian Watson in startups is crazy to me. Christian Watson's going to be their number 1 receiver this year.
I would take Pickens ahead of Watson in startups.
I don't know if I would.
I get why somebody wouldn't. But
I would like to have the turn in that round and take Pickens and Watson back to back, so I don't have to deal with that.
That's fair.
I'll just let it sort itself out on the
field. They're literally back to back picks at 107, 108.
And then Dotson's right below them at 1. What? I guess the draft capital argument got a hole poked in it with Jahan Dotson, huh? That's a little weird.
Yeah.
How was he that low? That's insane. Where do I have Jahan Dotson? 44?
I'm
surprised people are are within range on me on that one. I thought he'd be going higher, even with the Washington stink on it.
Yeah.
There ain't no way in Hades you can convince me on Rondale Moore going ahead of Alec Pierce or Jacoby Myers for that matter. That's a no. That's just a no. People
over Pierce. Oh my God, that's insane. Yeah,
That's
Pierce
bad.
at wide receiver 61. So 178. That's what, round 16. That's not fair. He's going to be their number 2 receiver this year, and their best deep threat. Like really, Jalen Palmer
I'm eating that up for Alec Pierce
and David Bell over him. Yeah, eating it up. Yeah, he's been my most drafted rookie so far this year, and come startups and best ball season, I would have even more of them.
He's been a way bigger value thus far in rookie drafts specifically than I expected him to be. Like I thought the landing spot and going when he did would push him like, early round 2-ish, and you can consistently get him later than that, at least for now.
Yep. And then even going down, Tyquan Thornton and Velus Jones are both going to have pretty solid roles right away.
And they're pretty much free right now.
And they're free.
Wild.
Yeah.
193, so round 18, which nobody cares around 18. Round 214, that's free agency.
Yep.
Like, that's insane to me. We got to undrafted free agents ahead of Velus Jones. That's a whole different conversation.
Wait, do we have
Is Justin Ross going ahead of him?
Yes.
You're kidding. Oh my God.
Yeah, Justin Ross is.
People hate Velus Jones Jr., but
he's
specifically because he's not 20.
It's because he's 25, and everyone's like, not a chance.
Yeah.
I mean,
he never had a chance in this community.
No. His breakout age is like 1 percentile.
Yeah.
It's a negative 16 percentile.
He never had a chance in this community. So true. They saw the age. Oh. All right. Anybody else stick out? We didn't touch quarterback, tight end because there's not a lot notable.
Who cares?
Yeah. Anybody else at either running back or wide receiver that is worth? I will tell you. Hold on. We need to double check real quick. Mixed in with all those other guys that we talked about, Tyquan Thornton and Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir, wide receiver 67, is so cheap. It's beautiful. I don't know that if there will be a single player I have more exposure to after this offseason than Khalil Shakir in Dynasty Leagues. I love him.
How about this? We have Tyler Algier, 187, so 16th round. And he's essentially probably going to be the top normal running back in that offense.
You could say it with confidence. He is 100% the best running back there.
There's a really good chance he leads Atlanta in carries, and he's RB 45.
Yep.
That's value.
That's where the people who are like, now hold on here. It was the 5th round. I don't care.
That team couldn't take a run. They couldn't take a running back earlier. That team's so bad, but they still had to get a running back because they're that bad and they don't have anything on the roster. Damian Williams isn't good, so he's going to play. And at the running back position, if you're on the field getting carries, you can perform. You can get RB2, RB3 numbers. If you're getting volume, it doesn't matter.
I know Cordarrelle is still there, but I think him and Algier can coexist. I think Algier will offer you something different.
I read something the other day that said they wanted to get back to using Patterson more like a wide receiver. So I'm drawing a blank on where I read it. I don't know if it's 100%.
I read that too.
I feel like it was like roster.
It was probably like roster watch or something.
Yeah. But I do think Algier, I wasn't crazy high on him, but I think Atlanta was one of a couple spots where if he landed, I'll be in on him for fantasy value. I think he's a really good fit for what they want to do from that position. I think that he's not the flashiest guy. People that expected him to be crazy fast or anything like that, I don't know why they expected that. But I think he's plenty fast to run that kind of zone scheme that Arthur Smith wants to run there. And he will have opportunity.
I feel like Atlanta loves that 2 running back system too, receiving back and a power back.
Yeah.
And he's that. Like he could get 220 rushing attempts, and I wouldn't be shocked.
All right. Would you rather have Tyler Algier, and we'll end on this, Tyler Algier, wherever he's going? Where was the
187? So RB
187,
45.
or I can't find where he's going. I was gonna say Chase Edmonds. Where's he getting drafted?
Tyler Algier. It's not even close. It's not even a remote argument.
Bro, Chase Edmonds is running back 36, so 3 rounds ahead of him.
You people who are the Dynasty community who just made up these numbers, you're wild. You are. That's fool's gold that you're taking with Chase Edmonds there. I can't wait for Sony Michel to get more carries than him. Sony Michel is outright a better running back than him. Get off the Chase Edmonds thing.
Chase Edmonds is not good.
Yeah, I cannot believe that he's that high. That is
this is
about 100 spots too high.
This ADP was probably before the Sony Michel trade, being that it was signing, which was 2 days ago. So we'll give him that, but still, he's not good.
Nah, still bad. 36. Jesus Christ. I'm disgusted.
Yes, I'm glad we found something good to end on.
Just when we were sticking up, saying, "Wow, you guys did good." The ADP wide receiver happened, and now these late running backs happened. It's just now everybody's idiots again.
I agree though. Sony Michel, I think it's not a great sign for the Edmonds truthers. Sony's gonna get work.
This shows why drafting late matters. Your late round picks matters. This is where you find value, and it's how you win. Is because you find players like we talked to who just slide for no reason. Maybe because they're a 25-year-old rookie. Maybe because they're on the stink of Atlanta Falcons. But they're values and they have roles. And then when they do well, you trade them. You get good players.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, that's a perfect note to end on. So with that being said, thank you for listening to this episode of the Dynasty Big Board, part of the Rookie Big Board Podcast Network. We're going to be back with more of the show next week, but be sure to tune in tomorrow to hear from our friends on the Devy Big Board. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Later, taters.